Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Danny, and this is not a normal FlossTube update video. This is a video about my plans for Arbitrary August 2020, as well as a WIP Parade, because for my Arbitrary August, every day I'm choosing a project randomly with the Tiny Decisions app. So I'm going to show you all my projects before I start with Arbitrary August in about a week, so that you know what projects could possibly come up. I have all my projects here, 11 non-full coverage projects over here, 11 full coverage projects over here, so I have 22 overall. Together with the WIP Parade and with explaining my plans for Arbitrary August, this is also kind of a mid-year review video. I'm going with every project, or for every project. In the beginning of the year or end of last year, I decided on a goal. For full coverage, it's a stitch count goal. For non-full coverage, it's a point I wanted to reach. So for everything over here, I will tell you what my goal was or is for the end of the year. And I'm going to tell you what I already did, what's still missing, and if I'm still thinking of getting the goal done, or if I'm quite sure I won't get it done. For some projects, I'm really sure I won't get my goal done, but that's okay. So that's another thing I'm going to tell you. So yeah, let's start with my general plan for Arbitrary August. As you might know, if you have seen some of my previous videos, this year, 2020, is about full coverage for me. It's fully about full coverage stitching. I have a really high stitch goal for the overall year, and I want to reach that. For that reason, I decided on full coverage days throughout the year, except for 5 non-full coverage stitching days each month. Each month, that's a specific day, and this day repeats itself 5 times during the month, and that's when I'm going to stitch on non-full coverage. For Arbitrary August, I'm going to continue with that. So every day is full coverage stitching, except for Fridays. There are 5 Fridays during August. All of those Fridays are going to be stitched on non-full coverage projects. So that's why I have divided them into those two categories, non-full coverage and full coverage. All of those projects. So I have 2 wheels on the Tiny Decisions app. The app chooses randomly a project. I have a non-full coverage wheel and a full coverage wheel. There are 2 projects. They are in the wheel, but if they come up, I will spin again. I'm going to tell you about those. They are both in the non-full coverage part. I have selected non-repeating. I have not selected non-repeating, which means theoretically, if the wheel thinks it's a good idea, I might stitch every Friday on the same non-full coverage project, because the wheel selects every Friday the same project. Same goes for full coverage. It might happen that 3 days in a row I stitch on the same project. That's fine by me. I do not get all of the non-full coverage projects done during the month, and that's okay. And I have more full coverage days than I have full coverage projects. So I have to stitch on probably all of those more than once, and that's okay. That's a good thing. For some of those, I have really high stitch goals to achieve and have not yet done a lot during the year, so that's fine by me. Generally, I plan on doing a vlog during Arbitrary August. So I plan. That's always that kind of problematic thing, if the plans are going to be done as I plan them. I plan every day before I start stitching to come on camera, show you what I have done the day before, what I have achieved on the project I stitched on the day before, and then spin the wheel together with you, show you the project and show you the starting point of my project, stitch during the day, and the next day coming back and show you what I have gotten, what I did on the project. I plan on putting those vlogs together into weekly updates. So probably updating on Fridays, maybe, because the month starts on Friday. And then I could do my last update video on Friday, the 1st of August, and then start stitching and start with the vlog. That's not thought through perfectly, so I might change that, but that's kind of the plan. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you before. So my general plans and stuff. And now I can probably start with my project and with my WIP Parade. I hope to get this through in one take, and then I don't have to edit as much. Tomorrow I want to do my normal update video, upload the update video, and then afterwards upload this video. So you should have, or there should have been an update video before this one is uploaded. So all of those projects I'm going to show you are at a point that you have already seen them, or even at a point behind where I'm going to show you in my update video. Because today, after this video, I'm going to stitch stuff. Okay, let's get started with the WIP Parade. If I remember something I wanted to tell you, I'm throwing that one in between. Okay, we're going to start with Nonfull coverage WIPs. Over there, as I said, I have 2 WIPs in there that are not in my Arbitrary August plans, or that are not in my Arbitrary August wheel. But I'm going to tell you about those in the end because they are closer to the end of the list. I have them listed in chronological order, so the ones I started first, I'm going to show first. So we're going to start with my first ever cross-stitch project that I started. I have not yet finished it. This is Lavender Garden. It's a kit by Rico Designs. And this one was my first full coverage project, started in March 2019, end of March. I don't have the exact days because then I did not keep track. But now I do. Yeah, end of March 2019. That's a tablecloth, and there's like a 14 count Ada embedded in there, and that's the part where you stitch. And I show you where I'm at with that one. So as I said, it's a tablecloth, it's huge. This one is the only thing I stitch with a hoop because yeah, it's super flimsy because it's a tablecloth. Yeah, that's that one. My year-end goal on this one is to finish those 3 sides and leave this one as half as it is, which means I have to completely stitch this side and finish this one. So far this year I stitched all of that on this side, so there's still a lot missing. This needleminder is from Gemini Designs, and as I said, it's kind of 14 count Ada. So this year I did this part so far, sorry, and have all of this left to do. I'm quite sure I won't be able to finish that. I have a long way to go. It's honestly not my favorite project anymore. It's not 100% my style. It's not my favorite fabric. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it once I'm done. So yeah, it's not my favorite one. We're going to see. If it gets called for as my non-full coverage stitching project, I'm going to stitch on it and I'm going to have fun, and I hopefully can do a lot of progress on this side, but I definitely won't be able to finish my year-end goal. Okay, next project is Tiger Chilling Out. It's a kit by Dimensions. That's what it's going to look like. And I have it here. This one is stitched on an 18 count black Ada, and I probably should have taken something to put behind. Let's do it like that. This is where I'm at with that one. Needleminder again from Dankai Designs. Over here, that area that you see quite good because the holes are bigger, that's where I frogged. I was one stitch off and I realized it the end of last year. So my goal for this year was to frog everything that's wrong. That I already did. And then 2 columns. And that's something I did not yet do. So I have to do this part about here. That's what I have to stitch. If this one gets called on a day with no work but a lot of stitching time, I actually might be able to finish my year-end goal on this one, which would be amazing. If it's on a work day, that's not going to happen. But yeah, that's where Tiger Chilling Out is at the moment. I really like how this is turning out. When I had to frog that big part, it kind of blew off my steam, and I kind of had problems working on it again because I was so annoyed. Now that it's frogged, I'm actually looking forward to stitching on this one some more. Okay, next non-full coverage project is another kit. This one is Lilac Fairy by Vivako. And that's what this one's looking like right now. So, this is 14 count Lilac Ada. The needle minder is from 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I realized there were 2 needles on there and one is missing. That's good. Okay, this one is stitched 2/1, except for the background. That's stitched 1/1 to get some nice difference in texture. My year-end goal on this one is to finish it, and I'm quite sure I won't be able to do this because this year I started in her wings. I did some of those. I did her skin, and I did that back stitch or long stitch, and that's it. I have not yet done any more on her, and that means I probably won't be able to finish her. Nevertheless, she's beautiful. Okay, that's Lilac Fairy. The next one is Royal Games #1 by Mirabilia. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where I'm at with that one. Oops, sorry. This one is stitched on a 32 count white opalescent Belfast linen. I'm stitching it 2/1. My year-end goal is to finish the whole thing. I'm close to halfway done. So when I started in the beginning of the year, I had just stitched a bit in her face, and I think I did the crown. So I did a lot already this year, and I'm close to halfway done. I have only a bit missing over here in that sleeve to finish Queen of Hearts. I might actually be able to finish her. I might. But yeah, so far she's really beautiful, and I can't wait to come back to stitch some more on her. Needle minders, I think I didn't tell you. Those are both from Dankai Designs, and this one over here is a tacky bob needle minder, so you can put your beads on and they won't fall off. Okay, Royal Games. The next one is another kit. This one is Tiny Stockings Ornaments by Basil. Those are 30 different stockings, all on 14 count Aida. Tiny pieces, I think 3.5 on 4 inches. And last year I had finished 3. My goal for this year are 16 more. And I have all 16 of those started. Of these 16, I have 5 already finished. So 5 are finished, 11 are started, and I have to finish them till the end of the year. I think I will be able to do that, especially going into Christmas. I might stitch on them some more because it's my only Christmas WIP. I'm just going to show you all of them in a row. I'm not going to show you every time the cover picture and then where I'm at with the one, I think. I show you the ones that I finished first. So I finished this reindeer, this one, this one, this one is done, and this one is done. And I decided I'm going to show you the cover picture because why not? The next one is this one up in here. The first one, the horse. And that's where I'm at with that. The next one are those candles down here. Just started. The next one is the lighthouse over here. That's where that one is. Then we have the snowman down here. A lot of white stitches. You probably can't see that good. The next one are those flowers. Not a lot of progress on this one. The next one is the Happy Holidays that kind of remind me of Ireland. That's where that one is. Then we have the roses in here. Looking like that. We have the birdhouse over here. The house closely done. Then we have Santa with the animals up in here. That's where that one is. We have the birds over here. Started. They look like that. And last one is the cat in here. That's all of those. The ones I have started and finished. Yeah, as I said, those 11 that are started, I want to finish. Good breakthrough. Okay, next one is the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. This one is actually the one with the specialty stitches in there. Yeah, I'm going to show you what this one looks like right now. Oh, there's actually thread still hanging in here. I did not know that. Here I am. I have finished the first 3 bands. Till the end of the year, I have to look it up. Till the end of the year, I want to have finished band number 8. So this band in here, I actually want to have finished. So all this. Which means I still have to do those 5 bands. I have not yet stitched on this one during this year. It's actually my plan to use it as treble stitching when my other treble stitching projects are done. But first I have to start the new specialty band at home, because at work I do not have the time to figure those out. I have to know how they work until I can do them at work. This one is stitched on a 32 count white opalescent Belfast linen, and it's stitched 1/2 in the called for dinky dies. And so far it really looks amazing. I just have to get some more stitches in there. As I said, long way to go. I have not yet started on it, and I set a really high goal because I really like this project and I really would like to get it done. We'll see about that. That's another project I'm quite sure I won't be able to finish my goal this year, but that's fine. Next one is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. I really love this project, and last year I started it, I think in October, and I started it, stitched 1 or 2 days on it, and then never again. So this is her. She stitched on a 32 count gray Belfast linen 2/2. I bring her a bit closer, and then I show you what my goal is. So stitched, I have to check. I have stitched this part over here. For the end of the year, I want to have worked my way through here and reached the top. Just reach the top. Not like completing the turret or something like that. Just reaching top would be enough. Still a lot of work, but I might be able to do that because especially for Halloween in October, I want to stitch on her some more. Yeah, that's the plan. Just working my way up to the top. We'll see. As I just told you, I have not stitched on her a lot. The needleminder is from Denka Designs. Forgot to say that. Yeah, that's her. I can't wait to actually get some progress into her, and because I really like how she will be turning out. But yeah, this year is not a good year for that. Next one is Sleepy Hollow by Glennon Place. Yeah, that's another one. I started last year. I actually worked on it 2 days, and then I put it away. This is where I'm at. Those 2 days weren't good stitching days, that's why there's not a lot of stitching in there. I started in on the 31st October for Halloween, and yeah, that's where I'm at. The needleminder again from Denka Designs. The fabric is 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted from Picture This Plus. And my goal for this year is to finish that top border, and then at least started one length of thread into the picture itself. That's the plan with that one. And that's the called for fabric actually. Yeah, and I'm stitching it also in the called for anchor colors instead of DMC. So still a lot to do on that border, just started. But same as for Raven Queen, during October, in regard of Halloween, I want to stitch on it some more. And I actually plan on it to stitch on it some more. Okay, now we're already in 2020, in my 2020 starts. Overall I had 4 2020 starts, but 3 non-full coverage. The first one is Temperature Garden by Stitch and Mommy. I'm confused. Okay. Temperature Garden by Stitch and Mommy. And this is where I'm at. My goal for this year, or let's start different. The needleminder is from Lakeside Needlecraft, and this one is stitched on 28 count even weave 1/1 full cross. My goal for this one is to be nearly done. After midnight every day, I check the temperature that occurred, and then I would be able to stitch it. So I could theoretically wait on the 31st of December till after midnight and then stitch on it, but I'm probably doing something on New Year's Eve, so That's why I said this one is supposed to be nearly done. I'm up to date. I'm going to stitch on it tomorrow and then I'll be completely up to date, so that's fine. This one is one of the projects that's not in my wheel, or that is in my wheel, but when it comes up, I'm going to stitch, or I'm going to spin the wheel again. I'm going to stitch on this one every Friday for non-full coverage stitching, and after I stitched on this one, I'm going to spin the wheel and continue on the randomly chosen non-full coverage piece. I want to stay up to date, and that's the whole reason behind that. I do not want to start September with stitching the whole August. That's the reason why I'm stitching on this one once a week, like normally. It only takes, even if it's with backstitching the name and stuff, overall it takes 2 hours at most to stitch on this one and get up to date. So that's fine by me. I'm willing to spend that much time to stay up to date. Okay, temperature garden by Stitchin' Mommy. As I said, I started this year, I think the 3rd January 2020. Something like that. Yeah, I'm happy where I'm at with that one. I'm up to date. I'm not behind. Really cool. Okay, the next one. I have to show you on my cell phone because I have not printed out a picture of what it's going to look like. It's a monthly mystery cell about fairy tales. It's called the Grimm's Fairy Tale Cell by Clouds Factory. So far, 7 parts are released. Those 7 parts look like that. And I show you where I'm at. That's that one. The needleminder is from Just So Heavenly. And I put it away. The fabric is a 16 count Ada in the colorway Jade by Pictureless Plus. I'm presently stitching on part 7, so the July part. The next one will come out in a month. I'm not completely sure if I will be able to finish July during July, but that's fine. This one is even during Arbitrary August continuing as my 12 stitching. And if it gets cold, that's fine, and I'm going to stitch at home and maybe finish the whole thing and take another project for 12 stitching. That would be fine by me. So that's the whole piece once again. And yeah, my goal for this one is to finish the whole piece. The last clue will come out on the 1st of December, so I have the whole December to then finish hopefully only one part and I'm not behind till then. But I'm happy with where I'm at right now because I'm up to date. I know July part is not yet finished, but July is not yet over, so that's fine. Okay, and then we come already to the last of my non-full coverage WIPs. As soon as I have rolled this one. I have to keep rolling those and packing them away because otherwise it would get crazy over here. The last one is Cinderella Racks to Riches by John Elliott. You can either stitch only Cinderella in Riches or only Cinderella in Racks, or you combine both patterns, and that's what I'm doing, and stitch the whole thing. This is where I'm at with that one. It's stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Pictureless Plus, needleminder from Denka Designs, and I started in the middle in the window and just did a little bit in here. This one I started for my birthday in the middle of June, and yeah, that's where I'm at. My goal for this one for the year end was to have it started, and that goal is met. I'm still stitching on it during July a little bit because when I started it I had one length of thread and that just wasn't enough progress for the whole year. But after I have stitched during July on this one, I have definitely met my goal of it being started. For example, Raven Queen had this goal last year, and I actually did only those close to 300 stitches, I think. So there's probably already more in here. So I'm fine with having it then put away for the rest of the year. Which means if this one gets caught in the wheel, because it's still in the wheel, because it's one of my non-full coverage whips, I'm going to spin again and choose another one because my goal is met. Same goes for all my other projects. When my goal is met for the end of the year, for example, as I said, Tiger Chilling Out, I might be able to stitch it in one day, and if it's called another time, I won't stitch on it. I only stitch on the projects until my goal is met. If my goal is met, I'm switching projects. That goes for full coverage as well as it goes for non-full coverage. That was one thing I wanted to say in the beginning and forgot. Yeah, so those were all my non-full coverage days. Sorry, all my non-full coverage projects. I think I'm going to take a short break and drink something. And then I'll be back with my full coverage projects. You probably not even notice the break. So, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's get started on full coverage whips. I have my piece of paper here where I have what I have done already on the whip this year and what's still missing. So during full coverage, I'm going to refer a bit more to this one as I did with non-full coverage, because with non-full coverage, I mostly knew out of my head. With full coverage, I don't, because it's more stitch count specific. Let's get started with my first ever full coverage piece. This one is Colorado Mountains by Golden Kite. This is what this one looks like so far. There we go. It's stitched on a 25 count, 2/1 10 stitch. The needle minder is from Dankai Designs. I have so far finished 3 pages. This year I have done close to 5,000 stitches. I want to do 16,000 over the whole year. So there are a bit more than 11,000 missing, which is a lot. Next, I want to move into this page down here, below this row of pages. I think it's page number 8. That's going to be the next one, which is a bit more confetti heavy, because those mountains are really confetti heavy, especially the brighter part. Up here in the sky, there were not a whole lot of colors. Okay, Colorado Mountains. Still a long way to go. I did 5,000, still missing 11,000 stitches. That's a long way. Okay. Next one is the Gemini Suite, also Golden Kite pattern. This is where I'm at with that one. It's stitched on a light blue fabric. Also 25 count, 2/1 10 stitch. This one is stitched extreme cross country. The needle minder is from Dankai Designs. On this one, I want to stitch about 6,100 stitches this year. I have not yet started, so I want to get this one out quite soon. So it would be nice if it gets cold during Arbitrary August and get a bit more in there. Maybe finish the first color. That would be nice during August, and then I can start with the next one. Maybe a color that you can see better than the white. Okay, and then we move to my third Golden Kite pattern. I started them, or again, I showed them in chronological order, but I started all my Golden Kites first, and then I only started Heaven and Earth Designs afterwards. So yeah, this is my third Golden Kite. It's called Norwegian Ship Under Sail. It's the small edition, and this is where I'm at with that one. It's stitched on 18 count Ada 2/1 full cross, needle minder from Genkai Designs. So far I have 2 pages completed and started down here. I think it's page number 9. This year I want to get 8,000 stitches done. So far I have exactly 4,000 done. So 4,000 are still missing. I'm halfway through, which is okay because I'm kind of halfway through the year. So that's nice. Really happy with that one. And also can't wait to get some more stitches in that one and maybe even finish page number, I think it's 9. I think I should be able to finish it with 4,000 stitches, but I'm not sure. Okay. As I said, now I have my Heaven and Earth designs. First one is Mini Magic Mirror. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where I'm at right now. This is the only project I started in the top right instead of the top left corner. The needle minder is again from Genkai Designs and it is stitched on a 28 count 2/1 10 stitch. The page ends about here and down here. So this would be nice to soon have a page finish. I want to get 8,000 stitches in this one this year, and I'm about halfway through. I stitched 3,600 already, so 4,400 are still missing, which definitely should give me the page finish and some more progress into the next page. There we go. On this one I'm taking a color and going wherever it takes me. Not parking because it was so confetti heavy. I started with parking and it was just way too many threads. So now I'm just stitching the color in wherever it goes. Okay. Then, as I said before, I have to roll them, pack them away, otherwise it's going crazy over here. Next one is another Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. And again, it's from Anne Stokes, or the artwork is from Anne Stokes. The pattern is Dragon Dancer. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And like most of my full coverage pieces, I started in the top left corner. And this is where that one is. Needle minder is from Genkai Designs. It broke, so that's usually the back. On the front, the piece fell off, so now on the back is only the magnet. On this one, I have finished 2 pages, and now I'm stitching on this page down here. My goal for this year are 16,000 stitches, and I'm halfway done. I have 8,000 stitches done, so 8,000 missing. And that's where that one is. As I said, continuing on this page, hopefully finishing kind of soon, and then moving again up here. This one is another one where I take the thread and take it wherever it goes, concentrating on one page. Okay. Next one. Did I tell you the fabric count? I don't know. With Dragon Dancer, I'm stitching on 32 count linen 2/1 10 stitch. Okay. Next one. Another Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called 4 Seasons. The artwork is by Jacek Gerka. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where I'm at with that one. That's a 25 count and I'm stitching 1/1 full cross. The needle minder is from Genkai Designs and I decided to go in 20 by 20 blocks over the whole top row, completing to the other side of the pattern and then moving below. So yeah, that's that one. I want to do 8,000 stitches on this one this year, and so far I have only done about 1,200 stitches, so there are 6,800 missing, which probably will get me to the other side of the pattern, which is nice, but I have to stitch it. So yeah, it would be nice to get some more progress into this one. But it's nice to see some more than just plain background. I think I started the year around here, so it's nice to actually see something. Yeah, 4 Seasons. And this one is complicated to roll because it's so big and the fabric is really soft. which is nice to stitch on, but it's not nice to hold. Okay. Well, what a surprise! And then I have an enough design. This one is called Story Keep the Fragrance. The artwork is by Melanie Dallin. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is where I'm at right now. Here we go. This one is stitched on a 32 count linen in the colorway Ice Blue. I'm stitching 2 over 1/10 stitch, and the needle minder is from Denkai Designs. Here we go. On this one, I want to do 8,000 stitches this year, and I'm about to be halfway done. I have 3,100 already finished, so 4,900 are missing. Yeah, happy with that one. I can't wait to stitch some more on this one. I think I stitched a lot on this end of last year and beginning of this year, so it would be nice to get some more progress into it. Yeah. It's nice to see all my projects again, because I kind of find the love for everything in one again, and I want to stitch up all of them. Okay, next one is Mini Katie and Cruncher. Haven't enough designs. The artwork is by Hannah Lynn. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And that's actually the one I stitched on during last week. So that's where this one is right now. I started here, did some diagonals, and then decided to move down here and yeah, put another part in here. So this one is stitched on 25 count 2 over 1/10 stitch, and the needle minder is from Denkai Designs. So far, or I want to do 8,000 stitches, and so far I have really good progress getting into this one. I have finished 5,300 stitches so far this year, so about 2,700 missing. And that's what she's looking like right now. Happy with her. And now I have to roll her again. She's one of the candidates that might, if she gets called on a bit more often, I might get my goal on her done till the end of Arbitrary August. So if the wheel lands on her again after the goal is done, I'm not stitching on her and spinning again. Okay, next is Mini Cinderella. The artwork is by Alexandra Daw. Again, haven't enough designs. This is what she's going to look like. I'm stitching her. Oh, my needle minder fell off. Great. Where's the magnet? Great. Searching for that one later. This is 28 count fabric in light blue, stitched 1 over 1 full cross. And that's where I'm at so far. Just taking whichever color calls for me. There are only 16 in there. And then working with that one. Yeah, that's her. Where did I lose my magnet? No idea. I'm searching for that one later. Just can't explain it. Okay. Yeah, she's complicated to roll as well. Okay, now I have to turn my paper. And there are only 2 projects missing. Wow, that was fast. Okay. Let's move to Supersized Max Color Cliffhanger. Also, I haven't enough designs, and the artwork is by Amy Stewart. Let's move back to Mini Cinderella, and I tell you my goal on her. On her, the goal are 8,000 stitches. So far, I have 1,500 done, so 6,500 still missing. Still a long way to go on her. Okay. Supersized Max Color Cliffhanger. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. That's what it's going to look like when it's done, and it's going to be massive. For it to not being that massive, I'm stitching it on a 40 count Newcastle linen, 1 over 1/10 stitch. The needle minder is from Denkai Designs. Super cute frog. And this is where I'm at right now, working on my 3rd page. My goal for this one are 16,000 stitches. So far, I have only done about 2,000, so 14,000 stitches are still missing. Long way to go. really long way to go. Yeah, would be nice if this one gets called a bit more often, because on my own I don't stitch on it that often because I kind of prefer bigger counts. It's easier. I don't have to concentrate as much, but I did not want to stitch those on, or this one on bigger count, because it's big enough as it is. Okay, last one is another supersized max color one. It's called Once Upon a Fairy Tale, also Amy Stewart, also Having Enough Designs. That's what that's going to look like when it's done. Super much detail. That's why I decided for the supersized one. And this is where I'm at with that one. This one was my New Year, New Start. So all of this I have done during this year. Also 40 count Newcastle linen 1/110 stitch. Needleminder is from Lakeside Needlecraft. And I have only done about 1,600 stitches, so I'm missing 14,400 stitches. So long way to go with this one. But it already looks kind of cute. Okay, that's been the last project. I showed you all my projects. I have 22 overall, 11 full coverage, 11 non-full coverage. And there's no project I kind of feel like I don't want to stitch on it anymore. They all have like their good sides, and so yeah, I'm happy with those, and I'm looking forward to maybe stitch on some other projects I normally wouldn't stitch on that much because they get caught. So yeah, I'm excited for Arbitrary August. We start in a week. And yeah, I hope I will actually be able to vlog. At least that's the plan. And then we'll see. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the WIP Parade. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything I forgot, like a year-end goal, stuff like that, or stitch counts, just ask me in the comments. I'm going to answer. I hope I mentioned everything. I think so. I did not show my finishes during the first half of the year, just because it was more of a parade than a year review. I'm going to do a year-end review during December. So those finishes will be in during that time then. Yeah, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful time, and I hope you have fun with your stitching. Maybe you get enabled by some projects. I know I always get. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful time, and bye.